Matthew chapter 2, beginning verse 9. We're not going to read much. We're just going to read a few verses. Matthew chapter 2, verses 9 through 12. When they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star, everybody say the star, which they saw in the east went before them till it come and stood over where the young child was. And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. They left different than they came. It's my prayer that each and every one of you leave different than you came today. I want to preach a little while from the subject of don't lose your shine. Don't lose your shine. Because when the Spirit of God grabs a hold of you, you can look at somebody and tell when God's doing a work in their life. How many of you have ever seen somebody that was mean, that was nasty, that was rotten, and God saved them? They gave their heart to Jesus, and you can look at them and you can tell there had been a change in their life. There had been a change in their countenance. Many of you, as I stand here preaching, I look at you and you don't know what a shine you are for the glory of God. I can't tell you how it blesses me to see Herbie, Christine, and Jean sitting there together after everything I know they went through this last year. We ought to give them a hand clap because that's a shine. See, when God's on your life, He'll cause you to shine. I never shined until God got a hold of me. When God puts His hand on your life, you begin to shine. He anoints you, and it begins to draw attention to you to bring glory to Him. What I'm trying to tell you is in God's perception, you're a star that He wants to use your life to draw glory to Him. I don't care where you're situated in life today, what battles you face, or how tarnished you feel like you are. God is able to lift you up out of the dirt and cause your life to shine. I don't care how long it's been marred, how long it's been battered, and how many people are against you. When you put your life in the hand of God, He is able to cause your life to shine. The Bible said that there were wise men from the east, and they looked up into the heavens where there are millions and millions of stars. If you've ever looked up on a clear night, you see all them stars. And you think, man, our God is awesome. He's an elaborate God. He just didn't make 2 or 3 stars. He's not the God of just enough. He's the God of more than enough. And you can look up in the sky at any given night when it's clear and see the stars. But they noticed something different in the sky that night, Brandon. They noticed that there was one star that was shining brighter than the other stars. The reason this star was shining brighter is because it was closer to the sun than the other stars. And because the star was closer to the sun, it was letting off a greater shine in the darkness of night. They began to follow this star that was closer to the sun, and it began to lead them. They realized the star wasn't the end of the thing. God had just let them see the star to lead them to His Son. And they began to follow this star, and it was leading them to Jesus. See, I got to stop right now, and I got to tell you that if you're saved and you're born again, I believe God used the star to get your attention. I believe there was somebody in your life at a pivotal time that was walking a little closer to God than everybody else. And God used them on the darkest night of your life to let you know there is a God that was born in a manger that can save you from your sin. It might have been a praying grandmother. It might have been a family member. It might have been a co-worker. But if God ever shined a star in your dark place, you ought to take about 10 seconds and thank God for the star. There was somebody at a dark moment in your life that was living a little closer to God than everybody else. And out of all the people, they began to shine. They were the one that God used to shine a light in your dark place. Last night I was getting ready to go to bed, and I told Carlene, I said, I miss Vic. For those of you that don't know, Vic was a man, me and John, he was real close to us. He worked with us when we were kids. He passed away last year. And Vic was a tough old guy from West Reagan. He smoked Marlboros like a freight train. His hands would shake, and he had scars all over him. He had hands like a beast. He was one of the just raw bone tough. But God had got a hold of his life. And Vic would pray for me on a daily basis. And Vic would talk to me when I'd be feeling down at 18 years of age. He would talk to me about the Lord. Vic was a star that God used to shine light and hope into my life, to point me on my dark day that there was a God that was greater than my darkness. See, I'm praying today that I'm a star, not like, ooh, I'm a celebrity, but I'm praying God to shine his light on me to give you hope in your dark place. That no matter where you are on life's journey or who's let you down, you'll know that God is greater, and that by the time this service is over, you will be led to Jesus and you will leave this place different than you came. I remember my mama Pauline when I would come in from being rotten. I remember her talking to me about Jesus. I remember her praying for me. I remember her telling me that there was a purpose of God on my life. And, you know, she was a great mama, but above that, she was a star that lived closer to Jesus than a lot of people. And when my life would get dark, I would go to her and I'd say, Mama, pray for me, because his light was always radiating out of her. One night, I'll never forget this. My mom and dad called me the other day, and they were, and the Stevens family, y'all will know this family. Mom called me. They were at the Cumberland Plateau meeting, eating with a fascinating couple. And Mom called me, and she said, Barry, do you remember David Eaton? And we always called him Peanut, you know. And so it took me a while. But I'll never forget this. When me and Carlene were young, first saved, there was a major move of God going on at Homemaker. And I didn't understand it. I'd never preached, Chuck. I'd never grabbed a microphone. You know, I just loved what God was doing in people's lives. And it was giving me hope, Bryce. That's why I get so fired up when I see like y'all and y'all's age group coming to the house of God. Because I know that I'm walking in stuff today that God put in me all those years ago. And Peanut, David had told my mom and dad how I was the first person he ever prophesied to. Now you got to hear this. Me and Carlene were dating, y'all, at the time. And he called us up in the youth service. He said God had dealt with him that whole service to prophesy to me. And I didn't know that. I didn't know I was the first person he'd ever prophesied to. But David Eaton called me and Carlene up, and he prophesied that God was going to do something in their life. He prophesied that God was going to use us as a mighty man and woman of God, that we were going to lead hundreds and even thousands of people to the Lord, that I would preach overseas, that I would have a television ministry, that I would reach people through all these different avenues, and I had never preached. And he said, I just looked at it. And he was telling Mom this story. He said, and I rolled to bed all night. He said, because I was like, did that boy even get what I was telling him? Did he think I was crazy? He said, the next night, it was in a revival meeting, and I was there at the altar, and I was praying, I was crying. He didn't know, but what he said stuck. I just didn't give him no emotion. And he said he was standing there, and the Lord was wrestling with him, and he said, God, I just don't know if he heard me. And God said, tell him again. And he pulled me and Carlene out, and he told us again. And I felt the power of God all over my life at that moment, at that place in Homemaker. Peanut was a star that God was using to draw this young boy and his girlfriend deep into the presence of God. But right after that, me and Carlene broke up. Ain't it funny how God gives you a word and then all hell breaks loose? The devil got a hold of it. Pat Turley, I love you. The devil got a hold of Carlene. She said, amen. Man, God is moving. She admitted it. 14 months we broke up. 14 months, and I would think, I felt the power of God in Homemaker. I thought God was speaking. What happened? And in that 14 months, it looked like it wasn't going to happen. But God was doing a work on Carlene. He was doing a work on me. We got married, and everything He told us would happen has happened. He was a star that God shined in a dark place that got me to where I am. I couldn't have got here without a star. I had to have somebody to follow. You're a star in somebody's life. You're a star in your children's life. God wants to use your life to bring people closer to God. God wants you to live so close to Him that you give people hope, that you make people feel better, that you make people on their darkest day that think, hey, if I talk to Spunky, I'll feel better. Hey, if I talk to Mike, I'm going to know it's going to be okay. If I can just get to Summer, I'm going to know it's going to be all right. God wants you to live in His presence so that He can shine His light on you. And people that are feeling hopeless can feel hope off of you. These wise men them, they followed the star. See, nobody got to Jesus by yourself. You followed somebody. And these wise men were following him. But the problem with today's generation is God puts his glory on a star. God puts his glory on a person, and we just want to worship the person. God doesn't anoint you for you. God anoints you for him. And they kept following the star because they knew the star was leading them to the Messiah. And the first place they stopped was at the palace. Because you would think if God's going to do something precious in your life, it would happen in a beautiful place, right? We always think when God blesses us, it's when the bills are paid, the kids are acting right, when there's no pain in their body and everything's going good. That's where God is. That's what you think. But when they went to the palace, they found out that ain't where it was. And so many times we think our deep experiences with God, Joe, is going to come when everything's going good and everything's going right. But when they went to the palace, it was void of the presence of God. So when they found out that he wasn't in the good place, they just kept following the star. And the star led them to a manger. The star led them to a stable. Have you ever been following the Lord and felt like you got led to an empty place? I can't get no help there. I mean, you wasn't going through what you're going through because you're doing wrong. Have you ever suffered for doing right? Have you ever been trying to serve God with everything in you and you feel like, God, why am I struggling like I'm struggling? I thought you'd be in the palace, but you've led me to a manger, a dark, nasty, damp place. The star led them to this place. They said the palace, the pretty place, was void of your presence. And now you've led us here. And that's where many people would have said, God can't be in this. Many of you right now, the enemy has shown you this place and tried to convince you that God's not really in your life. That it ain't going to get no better, John. That things are always going to be that way. The enemy says, don't go in that manger. Don't go in that stable. There's no way God's there. But they kept following the star. And when they went into the manger, and there they found baby Jesus. I feel my help coming right now. I found it out there. My God is closer to me in the dark places than any other time. My God is an ever-present help in the time of trouble. And if you want to find God, he ain't just with you on the mountain. He is with you in the valley. I wish somebody would give God a praise. If you've ever found him in the tough place, in the dark place, in the rough time. I know God like I know God, not because he was into my palace, but because when I found myself in the pits of life, mistakes and struggles and internal battles and external warfare, I found out that I was closer to God then. My best sermons didn't come from the palace. They came from the pits of life. The way I know God is because when it was this place and nobody else could be there, he was there for me. When nobody else could help me and nobody else could forgive me, he was the only one there. When I got to the bottom, I found he was there waiting on me. And I thank God that he met me at the pits of life. See, that's where a lot of people missing God. They think if you're going to find Jesus, it's in a perfect place. No. God will meet you at the roughest place of your life. At the toughest place of your life. A lot of people get to this place, and that's when they give up on God, and they quit looking, and they believe God's forsaken them, and they just sit down and they say it's over. No, God's not forsaking you then. That's when he's closer to you than ever. That's when he really wants to show you how much he loves you. That's when he really wants to do the most precious work in your life. These wise men, what made them wise was this. They didn't let this place talk about believing in God. I feel my help coming, BJ. This place right here, the Bible said they got in this place and worshiped him. Anybody can worship God in a palace, but it takes faith to worship him in a pit. Anybody can worship God when everything's going good, but God's looking for somebody that'll throw up those hands and say, God, I may not understand everything, but I know you're my Jesus. I know you're my Savior, and I know you're going to make a way. Somebody give him a praise right now. Give him a hallelujah anyhow. Give him a praise out of the pit of your life. Those are the praises that matter most. Those are the praises that move heaven. I'll praise God like this when things are going good. Hallelujah. You know, like that old country song, I tip my hat to the man upstairs. That song gets on my nerves. My God is not the big guy upstairs. He is God. But when life is good, you know, I find myself just, hey, thank you, God. But when you get here, it gets real. When you get here, you start throwing off the fake stuff and you start saying, Jesus, I need you. God, I thank you. I need you. I want you to move in my life. And you start reminding yourself of all the times He brought you through and all the times God made a way when there didn't seem to be a way. And I found out I'm closer to God here than any other time. I found out more about the character, the love, and the faithfulness of God in my pits, in my struggles, than any other time. That's why Christmas means so much to me, because God wanted to show the world that He can start in the lowest place and do the greatest work. The enemy wants you captivated by where He started in you. The enemy wants you focused on how bad off you used to be. God says, I don't have to check your past to give you a future. God took these wise men into this place, and out of their wisdom, they begin to worship God right where they are. I know it might seem rough in your life right now. I know you might be going through battles and struggles, but I want you to know you can worship God right where you are, and He will move for you. I promise you. And the Bible said that in this place, they took their gifts and they gave them to the King. The greatest thing you can do for God this Christmas season is to take the gifts that He put on the inside of you and begin to use them for His glory. Begin to use them for His power. Begin to use them for the uplifting of His name. On the inside of each and every one of you, there are gifts that God Almighty placed there. And these wise men said, I will not reserve my gift unto myself, but in this dark and damp place, I will take my gifts and I will give them to the King. The greatest thing you can do is offer yourself a living sacrifice unto God and say, God, whatever you put in me, I give it back to you. Use it for your glory. Use it for your name. Somebody give God a praise if you know He can use your gifts. He can use your gifts. I didn't have no gifts, man. I didn't have nothing to give God when Peanut prophesied to me. I run my mouth. Wow. I never, nothing, no Bible school, nothing. But God called an old boy up out of nothing and a girl up out of nothing. And He began to let us know that if we just take what He put in us and use it for Him, He would use it to draw people to Jesus. God wants you to know that if you just open yourself up to Him, He'll take it and He'll bless it. He'll use it to draw people to Jesus. After they had opened their gifts and worshiped Him, the Bible said they left this place different than they came. I got to preach to you right now. I've been in some dark places that I thought were going to crush my faith, that I thought were going to break my heart. I thought they were going to just throw me out, and I didn't think I was going to make it. Have you ever been in dark places like that? But by the time God got done with what seemed hopeless, I left that place different than I came. I want to prophesy to you right now, and I want to tell you this. You're coming out of this thing better than you went in. By the time you get through this valley, you're going to know how much God loves you. You're going to be able to sleep like a baby. The lies the devil told you ain't going to be able to faze you anymore. You're coming out different than you came in. If God lets you go in a valley, lets you go in a pit, lets you go in this manger, say, it's not, I don't care what the devil said, it's not to destroy you. It's not to break you and just to cast you away. It's in these places that you find out God is bigger than your pain. God's bigger than your past. God's bigger than your failure. God's bigger than your struggle. The reason I want to tell other people about it is because I know how good God was to me in my dark places. The enemy wants to amplify your dark place, but the Spirit of God wants to amplify the fact that no matter how dark it is, God's there to lead you out and to give you a good life, a good hope, and a good future. I preached Wednesday night, and I'm going to use this story again. Very few times do I do things back to back. But I just feel like it's going to help somebody today that wasn't here Wednesday night. Carlene, Grayson, a lot of my family, Summer, Robbie, Amy, a lot of these congregations, they got the spirit of run on them. It'll be 20-some degrees and they'll be running. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I'm going to run to in 20-some degrees is a heater, Bryce. I'm running to them. But they run. And the epic event of every runner is to get to the Boston Marathon. The Boston Marathon is that place that all the runners want to go to. Y'all remember the terrorist attack that happened there a couple of years ago. Well, the Boston Marathon, what they don't realize is the first 16 miles are gradual and they go downhill. The runners don't know that. But for the first 16 miles, it's not a drastic downhill run, but it's a slight downhill run where it seems easy. But the designers of the Boston Marathon, they realized that after 16 miles of running, something happens in every human body. The body begins to break down. Your mind begins to get cloudy. Your body quits releasing endorphins, and your body actually begins to tell your mind, I can't go any further. That doesn't happen until mile 16. Mile 16 is when you begin to feel weak. It's when you begin to feel tired. You see, we're all in a race for the Lord, wanting God to shine in our lives and draw other people to Christ along the journey. But sometimes, I don't care how spiritual you are, you're going to get tired and you're going to get weary and your head's going to get foggy and you're going to say, I don't think I can take another step. And right there at mile 16, when the body and the mind begin to break down, that's when you hit your first hill in the Boston Marathon. And ain't that just like life? When you begin to go through struggles and you're not thinking clearly, all of a sudden a hill comes up before you and you think, I can't make it. I believe I'm preaching to people tonight, this morning, that you've been going through life and you love Jesus, but you're tired. You've been believing God to move for your family for a long time and it's not happened. You've been believing God to turn things around for a long time and it's not happened. And on your race, now you're not thinking clearly. Now you're wondering if God really does love you. Now you're a little more tired than you used to be. And now you're facing a hill. And they said that hill separates the poser from the real runner. Because I've watched Carlene and Grayson start races, and Amy and Summer and Robbie, and everybody's got on their new shoes, their headbands. They all look like $1 million, and you would think they all run every day. But somewhere along the race, you find out who just looks like a runner from who is a real runner. And the designers of the Boston Marathon said we put that hill in there at mile 16 to separate the weekend runner from the real runner. And so when they begin to hit that hill, that's when something on the inside of them says, I have to keep on pressing to the other side. Abraham hit that same hill when God said, I want you to go up that hill and I want you to sacrifice Isaac unto me. Abraham didn't say no evidence of things getting better. He was 100 years old and he was wore out and it looked like it wasn't going to get any better. But what I found out about God is when you can't see nothing, He's up to something. And while you're going up one side of the hill, God's blessing is coming up the other. They call this hill Heartbreak Hill because this hill in the Boston Marathon is what breaks the hearts of many runners. But those that press through, they make it. Some of you are at Heartbreak Hill, and God just sent me here to tell you He's with you. Keep pressing because you're going to make it. Here's what I found out. Real ministry comes from the people that have pressed through Heartbreak Hill. Real love comes from the people that have pressed through Heartbreak Hill. This pastor, I'm not up here preaching saying I've never been through a hill. I've had some heartbreak. I've had some letdown. I've had some mistakes. But I found out that if I just kept going, by the time God got me to the other side, I was able to help other people. But I just want to encourage you today, don't lose your shine. Keep being that star. Keep on pressing. I don't care if it's a stable. I don't care if it's Heartbreak Hill. I don't care how many people have tried to throw mud on your name. God says just keep shining. Because I want to use your life to give other people hope. I look up there for Patty, for Barbara, Rossi, Rich, Nellie. I look up there for my balcony, my Adam. I look up there for people because it gives me hope. It gives me hope, Brian, when I see people that keep coming to the house of God. You don't know the hope you give just by coming to church, because you don't know somebody sitting here comes to church because they need hope. And them seeing you worship God gives them hope. When Sam was in the Kingsport Hospital and he was on that support system and he had a heart attack, it looked tough, didn't it, Kathy? But Sam being here on the front row right now looking healthy, it gives people hope. I want you to know, I don't care what you're facing, there is hope in Jesus. There is hope for your situation. Can you give God a praise? If you know there is hope, there is no such thing as a hopeless case in the presence of God. Everybody's standing now. Everybody's standing. I feel God wanting to move in somebody's stable, in somebody's dark place, in somebody's damp place. God's close to you when things are tough. When you feel like you're worth nothing. When you feel like everybody's giving up on you. When you've given up on yourself. God says, I'm close to you. That's the beauty of Christmas. God don't let you go in the dark times. And God don't give up on you. If you're in here this morning and you're struggling, friend, I didn't come to preach long today. I came because I believe the Spirit of God wants to show up for you, just like He showed up 2,000 years ago for those wise men. They left different than they came. I don't care what weight you came in here packing, what burden, what shame, what sin. The babe that was born in that manger is greater than any sin you've ever committed. Is greater than any struggle you have. And His love goes far past anything you've ever experienced. If you're one of those people that say, you know what? There were people along my way that told me about Jesus, and that's why I got saved. That's why I come to church. And there are still people God's using. I'm in a dark place right now, and I need God to touch me. I need the same God that saved me. I need a blessing from Him right now. In this Christmas season, would you step out of your seat? Would you come to this altar right now that you can just let the Spirit of God begin to... I want you to give them a hand clap as they're coming.